Do you wanna be? Hey? Do you wanna be happy? Do you wanna be happy?
What's up, guys? It's Nate. It's my boy Joel.
What's up?
So Joel came all the way from Jersey to do an interview. Basically, you want to tell them what you do for like Instagram, your business?
Yeah, so my page is called Thewrk, Thewrk. My main focus is to promote brands, whether you're a brand like Nate, Loveacrossthehudson, or if you're just a small business, doesn't matter to me. I've done a few work for fitness trainers, a few work for another YouTuber, a diamond shop. So that's my main focus, through photography, through visuals, through marketing, obviously social media. That's the main focus.
Yeah. So he has a goal of telling people stories. He has a goal of getting businesses out there. And he wants to do like a project with me, so I'm like, you know what? He was gonna do it off his phone, his interview with his phone. I was like, let's set up the camera so we can get it for like, you know, I want him to do videos with the interviews for his own business. I think would be a good idea. But
he's doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna put you on.
Yeah. So I kind of want to like help him grow more in his business. And I was like, you know what? This might be great. Why not just record it and put it up for the YouTube, for Loveacrossthehudson YouTube? I know a lot of people will probably appreciate this. Yeah. And this is not my first interview. I had an interview over the phone for this podcast, but this is my first in-person interview. So I want to save all these memories from years from now. So
definitely.
That's a little introduction. We're gonna get started. All right?
Interviewing each other.
Yeah, interviewing each other.
So you grew up in Jersey City, right?
Yep.
Your whole life.
Yep. Jersey City.
Okay.
So there was one point where I lived in Bayonne for, you know about Bayonne.
I'm sorry, I hate because going over there, like once you're in Bayonne, like to get out,
it's only one way.
There's only one way. I'm like, damn,
it's like a dead end.
It's dead end of Jersey. Yeah. But no disrespect to Bayonne.
I lived there for like 2 months. I mean, like 2 months, like 2 years as a kid. But my mom had this huge fight with a neighbor, and we're never allowed to be back in Bayonne. Well, my mom's not allowed to be back in Bayonne. So no, since my mom was banned from Bayonne. So, but Jersey City, is my home. I grew up in every part of Jersey City, which was like confusing. My dad lived in Kerry Woods at one point, then he lived in Greenville. So I grew up in Greenville on the weekends, and then I grew up in Jersey City Heights on the weekdays.
Okay.
But originally, my family was from Holland Gardens, 16th Street Projects, right downtown by the Holland Tunnel. Okay. That's where they met. That's where I came into the world, and then my dad went his way, my mom went her way, and I was going back and forth.
Gotcha.
So it was very confusing growing up, because it's like you want to make a group of friends here, but like I was too light skinned to be in Greenville.
You're half.
I'm half black. Yeah. So my father's black and my mother's white.
Okay.
Right. So like when I was in Greenville, and for those that don't know, Greenville is, you know, blacks. It's a black neighborhood. So when I went there, I didn't fit in, right? And then when I went to Jersey City Heights, I didn't fit in because I wasn't Spanish. Yeah. But I fit in because I look Spanish, but I couldn't speak it. So it was always like I was never fitting in anywhere I was at as a kid. Gotcha. So, but I made my own way. You know what I'm saying? I made my own little swag with it.
Of course.
Yeah.
And you played football, obviously.
No, as a kid.
No, I'm saying in high school?
High school I played football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So as a kid I played basketball my whole life, and then a coach comes in and he's like, we want to start a football program. And my junior year, and I was like, all right.
In high school?
In high school. So I was like, that's good for you. So I keep it moving. He's like, I want you to play football. I'm like, I'm never playing football a day in my life. Like, I'm a basketball player. So then one day, the coach Hurley, the guy I was playing for, the legendary coach, comes up to me and goes, you should try football. And I'm like, my heart hurt and my heart dropped. And then I was like, damn, if he thinks I should try football, maybe I should. Yeah. So I tried it out, and this is a story I never told. I tried it out for a month, and I gave up on it. And they put me at offensive guard. Okay. And I was like, I can't do it. Yeah, I was like, I can't do it. Yeah. So then I left, and then I went to like 2 practices, and then I left. I was like, this is not for me. So that was like my sophomore year when it was just starting. And then the next year, they was like, you should come out and play football, try it. I lost a little more weight, so when I went out there, it's like, you're gonna play tight end. So people started selling me dreams on like how every tight end play basketball. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. And then I tried it. I didn't get no playing time, all scrimmages, I didn't get no playing time.
This is junior year, so.
Yeah, this is my junior year.
Yeah.
I'm like, how am I supposed to become a Division I football player if I'm never getting any playing time? I'm not doing nothing. And then I just never gave up, and then I got my opportunity, and I took off from there, man. I started receiving scholarships, and
that's crazy. Junior year.
So the junior year, in the middle of my junior year is when I started playing football for the first time in my life. Now you can go outside, you can throw me a football. I used to catch it playing around with my brothers, but basketball was my thing. But in basketball, you know, when you was in St. Anthony's, my high school, I was the shortest guy, right? So it was like, so it's like for me to prove myself, I wasn't that fast, I wasn't that tall. I can shoot the ball, but most of the people could shoot the ball at that school. Yeah. So I was a guy that used to run for rebounds and jump and dive, and it was like, yo, you'll be a perfect football player. So, I mean, it turned out pretty well. So, but basketball was my heart, man.
Okay, I thought this whole time football was that. Well, I guess the game, too, you know.
Of course,
it developed to that.
Yeah, of course. So, like, what I did is I mastered it. I put my focus into it. I learned it. I worked so hard to become a football player. So there was kids that played football on my team since they were like 3, 4 years old, and I just started playing. So I had to get used to taking hits, getting hit when I, catching the ball. I had to get used to, trying to hear a play with thousands of people around. It was so new to me, man. But it was like huge life lessons that came with it. Yeah. So, it taught me a lot about life. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. And that's when you got eventually scholarship.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know how I got the scholarship?
Nah.
So listen to how I got the scholarship. I think this is so important. I got a full scholarship. So what happened was when I first was playing, my school just opened up a football program, so it didn't even exist. Colleges didn't even know about my school. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you know what? I know I'm going to have to get my name out there some way, somehow. So I used to go to football practice. After getting out of football practice, I used to walk all the way up to Reed Street. I used to live in Reed Street in Jersey City. It was like terrible because it was like a huge cop killing on that block. It was the smallest block in Jersey City, right by Montgomery. So I went up there. I used to walk all my equipment, and I used to go home every freaking day. And I used to open up my dad's computer, and I emailed every coach in this country. So I opened up my laptop. I go to Ruckus.com. I'll email the head coach. I'll call his office, leave a voicemail, and then I'll find them on Facebook. Then I'll find them on Instagram, and then I'll find them on MySpace. And then I'll go to the next coach on that coaching staff. So I did that with like 12 coaches a day. And after doing it for a year, only, if you believe it or not, only one school got back to me. So I emailed over probably 10,000 people, and only one person got to me. And that was the school that I committed to, Delaware State. He got back to me, and then he wanted me, and he told the whole school about me. And then what happened, like 2 months later, I blew up and started getting big time scholarships by Temple, Miami, UConn, UMass, New Hampshire, Bowling Green. I started getting all these big scholarships, and I went with my heart. I said, I'm going to go with the school that believed in me before anybody believed in me. Wow. So I went down there with my dad, and went on my visit, and it's an HBCU school. So my dad, being African American, my dad wanted to always go to HBCU. When he was growing up, he wanted to go to like Howard. So we played in the same conferences like Howard and stuff. So I was like, you know what? My dad had a great time when I was down there. I was gonna start at tight end. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my chance with the school. I'm gonna follow my heart. So I picked that school based on the loyalty it showed me from day one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
And then what happened with football? I know.
So with football is when I first started, I hurt my back when I was squatting, like my freshman year, and it was really nothing. My dad got a little worried, and everybody got a little worried, and the head coach at the time was telling me like, look, man, I think just leave football alone. I'll still give you a scholarship, and just go to school and leave football alone because you don't play with the spine. And I felt like I failed. I had a lot of kids in my city that looked up to me. I was trying to set an example that you can make all your dreams come true. Yeah. So I went to rehab for like 6 months, and I made my back better. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go at it again. See, I never told this story before. Nah. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go at it again. I'm going to try football again. So I tried it, and I had goals. I wanted to be the first tight end to score at my school in like 20, 25 years.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I wanted to break records that were held for 20 years at my position. So I come back, and then of course the guy that came in with me, he was doing really well at the position, and then I really worked hard, and then I got the position. And the guy that worked hard, the guy that I was competing with was probably the most hardworking guy I've ever met in my life besides myself. So it was the biggest test of life. But it worked out for both of us. He got moved to defensive end. I got moved to tight end. And then I just became the guy I knew I was going to become at the school. Got a new coach that got a system that was used with Aaron Hernandez in Florida. He was the same coach that did the same system from Florida University. And I was doing amazing, bro. Like, I'm talking about amazing. I scored the first touchdown in school history in like 20 years. I do all these great things. First day of my senior year of practice, I hurt my spine. I'm blocking. Teammate runs into my spine. My legs were tingling. I was a little scared. I look over the sideline. I tell my coach, you know, but I want to suck it up. I want to be the bigger guy. So I went for one more play. I'm running by myself. I turn around and I couldn't move my body. The ball just smacks my chest. I fall on the ground. I couldn't move my legs. Go to the hospital. I was in the hospital for 10 hours. Couldn't do x-rays because I couldn't walk. And then when I was laying on that bed, I was like, I know why this is happening. And my teammate was like, yo, nah, like it's a high. He thought I was crazy. I was like, no, this is happening because it's all part of the story. I'm going to tell us in the story one day. I'm not supposed to play football. I was supposed to use football as an example and an inspiration to get me to tell my story more. Give me opportunity to tell the story. He's like, nah, bro, like you crazy right now. This is football, man. It's like the NFL, all these dreams. So I go back to my room and I knew my career was over. My girl comes down, my brother comes down. I'm in my room. And before they came down, I just start crying in my bed. I had the lights off. I was like, damn, man, I just became like this football star here. I have big opportunities. And then one of my teammates come in and he's like, one of my best friends, he's like, yo, you all right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, the team thinks you're faking it. I'm like, what? The team thinks I'm faking it. It's another story I never told. And I was like, so not only was I really hurt, the whole team thought I was faking it. And
that's weird.
It's weird. The results come back. I herniated 3 discs in my spine, and I had almost like I had spinal stenosis. I injured I was half an inch away from being paralyzed for the rest of my life. I was supposed to get spine surgery, but I didn't want to take that. So since I didn't take that, I didn't get the real rehab. But I went to school and movement science. I got a movement science degree. So my degree covers nutrition. It covers physical therapy, strength and conditioning. Nice. But you can pick one to really focus on, but you basically learn all of them. Yeah. So I picked strength and conditioning to focus on, and I did physical therapy on myself, man. I taught myself how to walk again. And then the coach told me, I had two scholarship semesters. He took one away. So I had my last semester, I had to take 19 credits with an internship and learn how to walk again. And I put on about like 50 pounds. So I had to learn I had to lose the weight. I had to do 19 hours of internship. I had to do, of credit, my senior credits to graduate college, and then I had to do internship. And if I didn't do it, then I would have to take a loan to finish off college, and I wouldn't want to do that. Yeah. So, bro, I went so hard. Graduated with a 4.0, lost 20 pounds while doing it, walking again, and that's when I came out of college. Like, I thought me graduating college was gonna be like a beautiful thing, but every time in my life when like I thought things were getting good, it got so hard for me. So I came out of college like not broken, but I was like I felt like if I was a part of the military, like I was ready for war. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I wasn't coming out of college like, oh, I got a college degree, I'm gonna get a job. I made a video on YouTube like, what now? And I said what I wanted to do. I came out of college next day. I didn't do no celebrating. I went straight home and I wrote down everything I had to get done. And I've been on the grind since then. Like I haven't been on vacation. I've been on the grind since then. Somewhere. I do. Pretty soon, bro. But you know, I got a deserve it. Thank you, bro. So I took that as like a life lesson, and I just it just made me stronger as a man, and that's why my whole life was hard growing up. And every time life is hard for me, even more, I used to be like, damn, why is it more harder for me than my friend Johnny or my other friend or my cousin and I've realized it's like, yo, this is molding you to make this beautiful story for human beings. You know, so that's how I treat it every day.
I believe that.
Yeah, man.
So all right, so you're out of school. So how long ago was this?
So I graduated December 17th of 2016.
2016.
So it's been officially like a year since I've been out of college. Last December made official year. Okay. Like this December that just passed. So a year and some change. I've been out of college for like 13, 14 months now. 14 months.
So you had your degree, and basically it was what? Strength and conditioning?
Yep, strength and conditioning. What's the exact? So it's called movement science degree, and it was focused in the strength and conditioning. So basically NFL coaches, all professional coaches have this degree that I got.
Okay. So with that, you could obviously be head of the gym, or if you want to go to sport, physical training, whatever.
Yeah. So for physical training, if I wanted to be a physical therapist, I would have to go to grad school, but I can get into grad school and focus on that career if I wanted to because of the degree. I can also do athletic training. Athletic training is basically physical therapy for professional athletes. I can go down that road. I can be a strength coach for the Yankees if I had that dream and want to pursue that career. But I was like, how about if I take this degree and I go in the gym with it? You know what I'm saying? I take this and I go into a gym and I really, I can run the whole facility and run and motivate so many kids from being an athlete and from being with this background in strength and conditioning. I can kill with this. So that's what I want to do. Now I had thoughts of going to the professional, but what happened is, what I learned is, a lot of people don't know how to let go of the old version of themselves. So a lot of my teammates, as soon as football ended and they didn't go to the NFL, they go into coaching. You know, a lot of them did it because they love it, and then a lot of them did it because they can't let go of Nate Ortiz, the football player. So I had to let go of Nate Ortiz, the football player. I actually had an opportunity when I came out of college to be a coach, a strength coach in Texas, and I denied it, for good amount of money.
And when was this?
This was right after graduation.
So
and I said no. Because I had to let go of that guy. That's not me no more. So
because you would have been that.
I can never grow. I can never be. The caterpillar can't always be the caterpillar. If it lets go of being a caterpillar, it learns it's going to be a beautiful butterfly. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn how to let that go. So it's so sad that I had to let go of this. I had to do this so many times in my life. When I had to do it with basketball, it hurt so much. I didn't even know that. The dudes that I played for the best high school ever. I was I was probably one of the best kids that ever played basketball and I was recognized by the legends in my city. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, bro. Nobody was allowed to touch me because of this. Seriously, I was from the bad neighborhood, and the OGs in the neighborhood didn't let nobody touch me because I was the basketball player. And when I turned to the football player, they still loved it because the scholarship. They still showed me love. But that was my thing, man, basketball. So when I had to make that transition from basketball player to football player, it was so hard to do. It was the ego I had to let go. Same thing, letting go of football, right? You play Division I football. You're playing on ESPN. You on college campus with so many people that want to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Kids that had football dreams that couldn't do it, so they just went to college, but they're around you and they admire you so much. You go back to your city and you go into restaurants and your pictures everywhere. I have my pictures in schools and the Board of Education, restaurants, and I'm going, but I have to let go of that Nate Ortiz. I had to let him die. I had to let him die, man.
That's crazy.
And it was so hard to do, and people need to let go of that. Like in a relationship, if you're in a relationship with somebody, a lot of people can't let go of their relationship because of the love, but because of the person they were. Oh, when I was with this person, I was in shape, or when I was with this person, I was so happy. You gotta let that person die for you to become the person that you're reborn to be.
Definitely. So talking about relationships, so when did the YouTubing
start? Yo, see, this is a good question. I like this. So it's so crazy how life works, right? Because when I played football, I always did it because of the scholarship. And I did it to inspire people, but my heart wasn't with it.
Gotcha.
So I used to wake up in the morning to go to practice, and I knew how to trick my brain into really focusing in and really practicing with everything I got and working hard, but I never did it because I loved it. So I met Ree 2015, and I fell in love the first time I ever met her. She was this beautiful actor, and she gave me she showed me what it was like to live a dream without living it yet. You know what I'm saying? She lived it in a way where she had these dreams and she was so proud to be an actress. But I wasn't proud to be a football player.
Yeah, I got you.
So as I got with her, I caught myself motivating her almost every day. I caught myself motivating people coming to my room. I used to give haircuts. I used to cut hair. I was the best barber in Delaware. Listen, I was one of the top barbers in Delaware.
I'm pretty sure Delaware needs barbers.
Yeah, exactly. So kids used to come to my room when they used to get broken hearts from their girls, and I used to be like, yo, I love talking to people. I play football so I can go back to my city and talk to kids. And I was like, I love this. So one day, everybody said, you guys should make YouTube. You guys should make a YouTube. You guys should make a YouTube. And then we was like, yo, we should make a YouTube. We didn't want to do the Instagram thing. We didn't want to try to flex so much on Instagram. We wanted to share life.
What do you mean
So I think there was a time and place where like Instagram wasn't really for me as far as like when I go on Instagram, I try to do my best to stay away from stunting on people because the ego can get in the way. Like, you know, like, yo, look at me, I'm at this gym now, look at me. I always want to put a message out there. I want my page to be nothing but inspirational.
Gotcha.
Right? If I can fall in love, you can fall in love. Right? If I can do this, you can do it. It's not, I did this, you're not doing it. I got the newest car, you don't got it. I got a good girlfriend, you don't got it. And I think a lot of that, it's you know, always on Instagram. So
you don't want to be fake.
Exactly. So I was like, you know what? If I can get the real people to click a link, I can separate the fake people from looking at my content that I put a lot of hard work in with the people that put effort in to come to another link and let another app open up and flip their phone.
That's a fact.
So that's what we start to do.
Click it if I really like mess with you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I was like, you know, this is what we're gonna do. So basically, one day we was like, we're gonna do it. Her dad brought a camera. He knew we wanted to do it. Her dad is a big part of my story too. Her dad brought a camera and was like, you know what, we need a camera anyway. We need a camera for her acting, we need a camera for, there's a DJ in the house, and there's a rapper, you know, a part of the family, which is her two brothers. She got a rapper brother and a DJ brother. So he's like, you know what, let's just get a camera. They got a camera, and then they knew how much we wanted to do it, that they really got the camera for us, right? So we started taking this big bag and we make a video. And we made this one video, and I was like, the first thing I always wanted to do, the thing that I feared the most, and I learned, I probably fear nothing now, right? Because I learned how to get over fear, but I feared of people criticizing me. Like sometimes I didn't want to tell my story because I didn't want my family members to be disappointed that I actually said my mom was a drug addict, right? And then like I didn't want some people to know that my dad was black, right? Not because I'm ashamed my dad's black, but hopefully people don't treat me different because I'm black now. You know what I'm saying? Like we live in a world. So I had to let go of these things, and we made this one video, our video how we first met. And I was like, wow, that felt good. And then we did a vlog after that. And I was like, oh my God, I love this. I just loved it. I was up all night editing the video. She was a beast at it, so she's teaching me how to edit videos, and I'm like, my heart's going crazy. I'm like, I love this. And then it was over spring break, and I was going back down to school. And I get on the bus, and I'm going back down, and I call her, and I'm like, I don't want to go to school no more. She's like,
no, you got it. This was your last year.
Yeah, it's my last year. So she's like, bro, I'm becoming this football player. This is after having my biggest career here. So I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. I was like, I found my passion. I want to get my message. I want to motivate people. Like, I always wanted to do this as a kid. All my friends since I was a kid know that I was born to do this. So the time where I took YouTube very, very serious is where like one day we were uploading a YouTube video, and it was a real good YouTube video, and it failed after like for 4 hours of like uploading. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna have to do this again. So we did it again, and it failed, and she had no room on her laptop. It was old. So I had a car that I used to have to move from, you know, back and forth for the street sweeper, and I had a brother that needed a car. So I put like at least $4,000 into this car, and I was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna sell my car to my brother. So I called my brother, and I was like, yo, look, I'll sell you my car. He asked, can he buy it? But I was like, no, you ain't touching my car. Like, because I put so much work into this car.
What car was it?
It was an Infiniti G35.
For $4,000?
For $4,000. I bought it from my best friend from Miami. It was really like $8,000. Low mileage on it. It had a special engine in it. So that's why I didn't want to sell it. You know what I'm saying? It was like a Miami University edition. Like it had the U all over it. It was crazy.
Has it?
He still has it. So I was like,
that's the best deal you ever
get. Yeah, right. So I got it for $4,000. And I'm like, I called my brother. I was like, I'll give it to you for $2,000 because I couldn't sell it for $4,000. He wanted to buy it for $4,000, so I sold it for $2,000. When I sold it to him, he's like, "What are you gonna do with the money?" And I was like, "I'm gonna buy a laptop." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, Nate, don't buy a laptop." See, I was only a month out of college, so I had no money on me. I had nothing like ever to do. So I was like, "No, I'm gonna take it." So I took the money and we went straight to Jersey City. And I went to the Best Buy. So I'm in Best Buy, and that's when I met you. But before we actually went to you, I was walking around the Microsoft because Microsoft was a lot cheaper. So I was like, maybe I am making a mistake. Maybe I can get a different program that can do the editing, the videos. And then I always wanted a MacBook, but my parents couldn't afford it, obviously. So then I saw you, and then I was just like, damn, I gotta go over there. So I went over there, and that's why the day we met, like, I was in a space where I didn't know if I was making the right decision or if I was making the wrong decision.
Yeah, that's what I remember when you was there and your girls were most of the talking. And I was looking at you, I was like, yeah, he's like quiet. I don't know if you was nervous or you was just upset at something, so.
And as a salesman, that kind of messes you up a little bit, right? Because you're not attacking, right?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I was like, let me just, she knows what she wants. And and I don't know, like if it was something, I didn't know, I don't know if you're in a fight or something like that. But obviously, you just opened up and you just started talking after that. Like you felt, I guess something sparked this.
Yeah. So when we first met, he showed me my MacBook and the video invest in yourself. And that day when I was in there, like I was so like I didn't know if I wanted to do it, if it was a bad decision because I was gonna be broke after doing it, or should I follow my heart? So when I actually decided to do it, I opened up to him and I tell him like why it's important to follow your dreams and like all about my life, and I tell him everything
and all that,
YouTube and all that, and I felt like I wanted to open up to him. Like I don't know the guy, right? So then we left, and then I was like, roll the camera, and then we made a video about it, and then I was like, that's it, this is it. Like I made the decision, let's do it. We're gonna attack it 100%. I was broke as hell after that, and then I had no money in my pocket, right? I had no job, I had none of that. But I knew if I were to do YouTube, and I can send out this message, and I can help so many people that I don't even know, and I can create like this positive vibe for people, like a place where people can go to feel better, and they can see me at my lowest moment, me being broke, fat, no job, kind of lost in life a little bit, Haskiri being someone that hasn't accomplished her dream yet. If we can get all this on camera now before we become the people that we want to become, I think it was like a golden idea. I was like, so those days we didn't want to record. It was so broke. It was hot outside because it was getting hot during that time. We didn't know what to vlog about. We didn't have money to go to Vegas and things and make vlogs. We made vlogs about going in parks and things, but we did it out of love. We did it out of our heart. We wanted to inspire other couples that were going through the same thing and other people that had dreams. So yeah, man, that's when we really got serious about it.
Yeah, but it's best. Again, I talk to you about Gary all the time, but it's document, not create. Because as long as you document and like, obviously, while you documenting, there's going to be something you create, but that's the best thing you could do.
Exactly.
You're going to see everything.
Exactly. And then people are going to think it happened overnight. Yeah. And then there's going to be your village, the people that have been with you since they were like, nah, we've been doing this for years. So, like, after I've been doing, like, I did the 2 speeches, and then, like, I got these new people, that just started to follow me, like, oh, man, I'm happy to see these things happen for you, So, how does one person say it?
Overnight.
So quickly.
Yeah.
I'm like, so quickly. Yeah. Bro, I was in Delaware setting up the camera and having sit-down talks when my roommate was probably like thinking like, yo, I used to walk around campus at Delaware State University vlogging. Yeah. People were like, what the hell is he doing? Right? And then one semester goes by, I kid you not, I inspired so many kids down there, so many YouTube channels down in Delaware State right now because of me. I was the first one to do it. I was the first one to do it.
Easy.
First one. When I started doing it and I would go to the cafeteria, I used to do it, and then me and my girl used to have the camera. I used to tell people, watch people start doing this. And then I got phone calls after graduating like, yo, Nate, you so right, there's so many people. And like we got so many subscribers from Delaware State too. So yeah, man, sometimes you gotta make the way, but it doesn't happen overnight. This just teaches me, like when I'm talking, I'm like, I'm so used to saying we started YouTube last year or a couple months ago. Now I'm like, we actually been on YouTube for almost 2 years. 2 years, 2 years, man.
Happens, man.
So when I met you, I was on YouTube for almost a year. Yeah, almost a year. I met you around February last year. We was on YouTube since March the year before. Yeah. And then last year in March, after being on YouTube for a year, I wanted to make the biggest secret video where like I was keeping the secret when my career was over and nobody knew. And I was like, I was done with football for like 2 months and nobody knew. And I was like, I want to get behind the camera and say it. And we did it with so much emotion that she started to cry, and like I just opened up about my whole life right there. It was like probably, I think, in my opinion, it was probably the most successful video we made so far.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, our biggest secret. I'm like this, like stressing, and she's hugging, comforting me, and it was big. I did it with my varsity jacket on, my varsity football jacket. There's a lot of art behind these videos, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of thinking. And that's why I know the titles of videos anytime I bring up these videos, because when I make the title, it came from the heart. Like, why I make this? Oh, because this is my biggest secret.
And real quick, so did you, because Because you obviously the times were still hard. Were you making any money on YouTube?
No, hell no. I ain't make no money on YouTube. So what I want to do is, you'd be surprised. We were giving our heart and soul to it so much that we had people trying to send us money. So people were like, I want to send you money. I'm like, whoa, like, hey,
subscribers?
Yeah, subscribers, man. They want to send us money. Like, we feel bad for you guys, or we appreciate your work so much, cannot. So what we did is, we made shirts. First we made hats. I got into this hat company, made hats, went mad hard with it. I'm telling you right now, we ordered 30. I borrowed, like, basically borrowed money so we can buy 30 hats. Yeah. We buy 30 hats, and then, it sold out like an hour of saying we bought the hats. So we went to the post office, we got the boxes, we got the hats, we sent it out, we writing it, we sent it out. And I'm like, so we took that money and then we just bought like 60 hats.
So I flip it.
Came back, sold all 60.
Wow.
And then we at the end of it, we sold over 100 hats. And man, it was one day that people were buying it online, so we didn't see the money right away. It was one day we were hungry. And I remember like it was yesterday, dog. I was just telling about this the other day. And we were so hungry, Joel, like I had exactly like $5, right? And I took a bag of hats, put hats, and we just started making shirts because we took all our other money and put it in shirts. So I took these hats and shirts and put it in a duffel bag, and I took a trip to Jersey. And it was people saying they wanted to buy shirts and hats from me. So I finally went all the way to Jersey, and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just buy all these shirts, I'm gonna buy all these hats, and I'm gonna bring them to Jersey, and I'm gonna find a way to sell them. And man, when I was over there, my cousin always wanted to buy a hat for me, to support me. But everybody that said they wanted a shirt and hat didn't reply to me when I got there to Jersey City. So I'm like, damn. So my cousin replied, and she was like, yeah, I'm at the house. Yo, I go to the house, I meet her, she goes to the bank to get money out. She goes to the bank and it starts to rain, and I'm outside in the rain. And it's just pouring on me. And my cousin comes out and I open up my bag, trying to protect the rain. And I give her the hat and I give her the shirt. And she gives me like $40. She tells me how proud she is of me. I was holding back my tears as much as I can. I was wet. I was protecting this little bag that was like my whole heart, that was like bringing food for me to eat. And she took the shirt, she took the hat, and I wanted to cry to her so much because she was my cousin's like my oldest, sister to me. So I told her like, yo, it's hard right now. And she's like, she gave me this whole little speech about like you need to go through this. Like, my cousin got money, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's successful, but like I always go to her for things because she's so successful. Both of my cousins are successful, and she's just like, you gotta go through this. I went through this when I was in Starbucks. She used to work at Starbucks. She's a real estate agent now.
Nice.
And she gave me this whole speech, and like I felt a little better, but I put it away. I zipped my bag up, put the $40 in my pocket, and I'm walking to the train station. It was pouring. She had to go back to work. Then I called her, my girl, and I was like, I got the money, $40, bro. I was so happy. I went all these Jersey City for it. And when I was on that train, I felt so low in my life. Like, I felt the lowest probably I've felt since like being homeless as a kid. So I get on the train, I go all the way back uptown, it's still pouring. I'm on there like a wet dog, and I'm thinking like, yo, I'm really chasing a dream, and this is hard, bro.
Definitely.
So I went back, and we was able to get food. We was like celebrating, like it was crazy. But I thought about the other day, man, when, I looked at my account one day, and I was just like, the other day, and I was like, yo, remember we used to stress about $40? So I wasn't making no money from YouTube, but I did make money from the shirts. But when I made the money, I just invested the money right back into the business. All right, guys, so we moved this part of the interview to our locker room in my gym. Some clients came in to train with some trainers, so we had moved in here. So I kind of I think we should start it off in here. Get over it. All right, so like I was saying, there was a time in my life where I basically needed to get some headshots done. So we saved this money for like her dreams, right? It was her turn for her dreams. Get some headshots done, and then I forgot. Basically, we needed money to eat, right? We needed money to get a couple things done. So we took basically all of our money, invested to headshots, invested it into other things, man. Our website, to a couple other things that inspired a dream more. We sacrificed so much. Like there was never a time where we got the money and said, we're going on vacay, we got the money and we was like, let's get these new sneakers. Like, bro, it's hard for me like to go get sneakers. And it's hard for me to do something for myself because it's really always invested into the dream all the time. Yeah. So, but that was a hard time right there, man. I'm telling you, I was laying down the other day and I was thinking about that day, like, damn, yo, I almost cried even thinking about it.
Of course, that's hard times, definitely. That's real. So then you were still looking to do fitness training.
Yeah.
And so you're still YouTubing.
Yeah.
So there's a fitness training.
So good question. So I was sitting there and I was like, damn, how can I really get, like, how can I be a trainer if I'm fat and overweight? So I was like, you know, I'll record the fact that I'm fat, overweight. I'll start a YouTube challenge on helping people lose weight and then inspire them even more by becoming a trainer somewhere. So that's what I did. I did the challenge. I started to lose weight. Now I was 220 pounds. I lost like 60 pounds. I was feeling confident. So I was like, you know what? I want to go in really deep into this fitness world. So I emailed a bunch of people and I had like 3 interviews, and I had an interview at Equinoxes and all the big time gyms in New York City, but I was like, my gut was telling me no, my heart was telling me nah. And then I went to this one studio named TS Fitness and I met with this guy, and I was like, I want to be in a small like gym like that was private because I get to meet people and I can make a name for myself. So I liked it, and then the only thing I didn't like was he told me I would have to do an internship to prove myself for free for 8 weeks. So I went home and I talked to my girl about it. I was like, damn, I don't know if I can do this for free for 8 weeks. Like, we're really broke, man. Yeah, we're broke. It was during the summertime now. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna just go for it. It was times where I used to have to, I walked from the west side of New York City across the Central Park to the east side. That's where I worked at, basically Queens. So I walked from basically Harlem to Queens every day, back and forth.
No
back
bus?
And forth. Nah, no bus. Because I didn't want to take no chances on being late in traffic.
Gotcha.
And I didn't want to, I needed to go through the hard time. I told myself, yo, you gotta go through it. You gotta go through this hard time. I was dehydrated. I felt like there was days I wanted to faint. There was the days that, most of my days, I got on the train, got off, walked across to Queens, worked, trained clients, walked across back because I had like 6 hours to myself, went back uptown, then came back, and then came back at night. At the end of the day, like I walked, I used to have this app saying how much I walked. I used to take like 45,000 steps a day.
Jesus.
That's like basically what people do in a week. I used to do
I know.
So I did that.
On a day.
Yeah, in a day. So I did that, and then
How many miles was that?
I walked probably like 15, 20 miles a day. There's no doubt. And then
You should have a city bike.
Yeah, I should have got a city bike. I should have got all these things, but I wanted to do it the hard. But I should have. But I just wanted to do it the hard way, man. I had no money for a city bike. Honestly, it was like $3 for like an hour, but it was bad, bro. I was doing a job for free. I didn't even know how I was gonna get down there sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, they used to order lunch in front of me, and I used to sit there broke. Like, yo, you know how bad it was? It was so bad. When I was working there, I had no sneakers, and I used to go to work in Vans, black Vans, and I try to act like I wore it because I like to work out in Vans and it's good for your posture. I made this huge lie up, and I swear to God. And then
they might be good for squatting, no?
Yeah, they are. They're good for like, but they start to see that I was wearing the Vans every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you was walking in Vans?
I was walking in black Vans in 100-degree weather. So one day I was there and I had these black Vans on.
Strong man, my brother.
Yeah, I was
very
in these
strong
Vans.
man.
Yeah, it was tough, bro. I was in these Vans, and then the owner came up to me. He was like, "We gotta get you some sneakers, man, like some workout sneakers." I'm like, "No, I like the Vans." And then one day this lady came up, and she came in and she was like, "Hey Nate," she's like, "You know, you have so much great energy." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." She's so motivating. I'm like, "Thank you." She's like, "I want to do something for you." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Can I know your shoe size? I want to buy you sneakers." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Cause Nate, I see you with the Vans every day. Like, I think you don't have the money for sneakers, and it's between you and I." Bro, I felt so low in my life when she said that. She came
but that's
the nicest way.
Yeah, that's a good place. Yeah.
She came from the nicest way, and I was just sitting there, and I felt so embarrassed, bro. And the first thing I told myself, I was like, I lied to her. I was like, "No, I have like five pair of this sneaker, Nikes, 5 pair." So what happened was, when I was going through this, is that I was broke, and after 8 weeks, He offers me the job, and I told him he had like a friend that did Reebok stuff, that worked in Reebok, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna get your guy to like sponsor me. I'm gonna get the sponsorship, like I'm gonna make it happen. I was like, I think I can make it happen. Let him see how good I am, and or let him come in here, see my classes or something like that, and we can do like a class for the Reebok store in Union Square. And he was like, oh yeah, I did it a couple of years ago. Yeah, we'll see. And I was doing so good at the gym that I manifested it and I made it happen. And I got a good sponsorship. Basically, I get things for very cheap, like very cheap. I get gear from them. I can go and I did the hurricane relief. We did they sponsored me to do this like event. Did it. Everything turned out to be great. And I got like 5 pairs of Reeboks in the house. I used to go feeling good about myself, man. So yeah, that's how I got into the fitness industry. I was like, I got into a studio which was ranked 5 stars on Google, and from a guy that had passion and that had to run a business. I watched the guy wake up every day having to keep a business open. So he taught me a lot. He was very educated, and it was his passion. So yeah,
that's crazy. So then from there, now you're here.
Now here, it's a one-to-one, man. One-to-one fitness. So when I first got the job, at the job I was at, since I came with the college degree, the only thing I was missing was a certification. I didn't have one. So
that's the NASM?
Yeah, NASM. I got the national.
So they don't give you that when you
Nah, man. That's so whack.
But it's the same. It's
so whack that you graduate without a certification. That's so good that you said that you need a certification. But you graduate with a college degree, not a certification. So what I did is I made an argument about how dumb that was. I brought it to the president of Delaware State University, and now they offer. Now for the kids that come out of college, they don't have to get a certification because I made sure that from now on, kids don't have to go through that. I did that. Why not be the non-football players?
They need to put a statue of you over there.
Right? So now when they graduate, kids graduate, they graduate with a course of a certification.
But is it the same? Is the same education getting, or there's some things?
So basically, not.
They easily add it on to the.
So basically, it's like if you're a doctor, you have to get your license still. Like you can have your degree, but you still gotta get your license. So the same thing with training. So when I graduated, I had no license basically. So I need to get a license. So when the guy got down, when we got down to business, and he gave me the job, he's like, it has to be an internship for free because you have no license, basically. So I told him, okay, how about if I get the best license, the best certification, with my degree, how much do I get? I should get paid top dollar. $60 an hour was the top dollar at the gym. He thought it was impossible. People thought it was impossible in general for me to get a NASM certification, which is the top in the game right now, #1, to get that certification in 8 weeks. So what I did is I used to go to work. My job, I had to be there from like 9 to 2. I used to get there at 6 in the morning. I used to be in Starbucks and I used to open up this book and I studied for hours, man. For hours, man. Hours, 3 hours I studied. Close the book, go to work, leave, go home, study. My whole life. Went home, my girl wanted to lay down. I used to give this whole speech like, look, I want to lay down so bad. But if I can get this certification, we're going to be good. Did this for 8 weeks. The day that my internship was up was the same day I had to take the test. People like, yo, I don't know, it's too early. It usually takes about 6 to 12 months to get the certification, to study it. So when I was going in to take the test, the people that were studying the course was only on chapter 2. It was like 18 chapters. It was only on chapter 2. So I got in there, I went in, and I passed. It's 50% chance of passing that test. Brought it in that next day when my internship was up, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to get paid now. Like, and when we agreed on what I was gonna get paid, those numbers didn't come up. I got $20 an hour. I was like, $20 an hour. And with all my certification, with that certification, my background, my degree, the person, I'm like, I'm worth more than $20 an hour. See, the fitness, in a 9 to 5, $20 an hour might be okay when you first start working, but in the fitness industry, it's not. Right? So if I'm doing a class and I'm selling out every class, and I'm making, $250 in real life, but I only get $20 out of that, I'm being raped now, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take it like a champ. I'm gonna do this. So during the 8 weeks, I was never late and never missed one day. and I was always an hour early to
5 days a week, 6 days a week?
6.
Wow.
Sometimes 7. I need to get 60 hours in my internship.
So you're just trying to make that
No, I'm lying. I had to get more than 60 hours a month. I am lying. I had to get like like 200-300 some amount of hours, and I got it like in 7 weeks instead of 8. But I did an extra week of extra hours as well.
Just, yeah.
You got me? So yeah, man, I did more than I was supposed to. Then I did. I was never late, never missed a day, nothing. So he was impressed by that. Then I was like, you know what? He's not paying me what I want, but if I give 8 weeks of hard work, he has to give me a raise. He's gonna see how valuable I am. Did it for 8 weeks, never missed a day, never did none of that. Didn't get nothing. So my heart wasn't there no more. I was like, I deserve more, so I had to take another risk in my life. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look for another job. I was looking. Come across a gym that was in Westchester. I was like, Westchester. I was like, I know it's a rich area, you know, but I don't know where it's at. I don't know. I'm a Jersey boy.
Yeah.
So they wanted somebody who had 8 years of experience, and they wanted somebody to come in and be the head trainer of their gym. I was like, and then there was opportunity to be get a percentage of the business. Yeah, Westchester. So they wanted somebody with 8 years of experience. And I didn't have 8 years of experience. I had eight weeks of real job and 8 weeks of internship. So I was like,
think about it. You said it earlier, but I'm saying you had the football. You had high school.
Exactly.
You gotta learn that now.
Smart.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what I did is, and also used to train people in the park for like $20.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to bring a bag of kettlebells at the park.
Actually, you didn't. That's what I thought. You didn't mention that earlier.
I didn't mention that, but that's how I was making money. With YouTube, it was bringing people. It was bringing clients.
Early YouTube, too.
Early.
Yeah.
So when I first started, before I got this job and stuff, I used to have people that got in contact with me because they saw the transformations I made, and I made a business from that.
Yeah.
You got me?
Yeah.
So yeah, right after that, there was like all this stuff. So I sent this email out with my resume. My resume was weak, but I was like, listen, man, if you give me an opportunity to talk to you face to face, if you give me that opportunity, you won't regret it. You know, and I know I don't have 8 years experience. It also was to be a part owner of it. So I'm like, I give them this whole message. And then there was a number, and I texted the same thing to him, my heart, like, yo, give me this opportunity. So the next day I went to work at the gym in Upper East Side, Manhattan, and I'm working, and then I get this big text message. And it was the owner of this gym saying how much he loved my story and all this stuff. So he asked me to call him, I called him. He lives in Dallas, he's a businessman, he just invested in this gym 10 years ago. So he was like, you know what, Nate, I read your whole story. I knew the guy you played for in high school. His son played for Thewrk when I was there, Bobby Hurley Jr. He's like, I'm a big fan. Nate, I'm actually on a plane coming up to New York. I want to meet you tomorrow. I was like, all right. So he came. The next day I wake up. I didn't know how to get here, so it was a Metro North. I'm like, I'm used to the one train. I get on the Metro North, and I went on the wrong one. I went on the Express to Connecticut. So I'm in Connecticut, and then I take an Uber from Connecticut to here.
Oh my God.
Right? But this is why I'm always 2 hours early. It did not affect me. I was still here 20 minutes early.
Wow.
After being directed in Connecticut.
And you was in Connecticut?
I was in Connecticut for the first time in my life. Never been to Connecticut. So I get here, I sit down. He asked me, what can I do? And I was like, look, man, I'll bring your gym classes. I never had classes since it's been open for 10 years. He's like, you can do that? I was like, yeah. Did I know I can do that? I didn't know if I was going to be able to do that. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I felt in my heart I would give everything in my soul to make sure I can make that happen.
Yeah.
He said, I can make a software for your gym that can help promote classes for advertising. He said, you can do that? I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was like, I can do it.
At that time.
Right? And then the average people that came to this gym that, usually worked out at the gym was 40 years old and older. So I was like, I'll get the younger generation in here, 40 and under. So everything he needed help with, I said I can do it. But I added the classes. He never thought classes would be good. He never thought of it, to have it a part of his business. So he's like, I'm going to tell the team. So he went to go tell the team. He's like, I'll call you back and I'll let you know. I loved everything about you. I think you're the guy. I'm like, all right. I didn't hear from him in 2 weeks, so I'm going to work every day. And he didn't call me back. And then he calls me back, told me to come meet the team. I told the team that my big dreams, I'm going to get ClassPass, which was like this partnership for like businesses to help people find your gym. So basically people go on ClassPass.com, they look for classes in the area. I'll get our gym to be on there. I didn't know how I was going to do that. Right? I was like, that was pretty tough to do, but I was talking crazy. And I was like, I'm gonna get people under 40 in here. I'm gonna get athletes in here. I'm gonna get classes. I'm gonna start classes. And then I got the job. And after getting the job, I've been here for 4 months. And I made everything I said I was gonna happen in 4 months.
That's crazy, man.
In 4 months, man. So actually, I made 3 of them happen out of 4. I got the classes that sell out almost all the time. I have the younger generation in here. I did the Mind Body, which advertises our classes. But ClassPass is very strict. They don't allow any business. So I got denied the first time. You need to be top notch in classes to get on their business because they're sending you clients. It's like being a partnership with like Nike and you're like a runner or something like that. Like you need to be a top runner for them to put that brand on you. So for us to be sponsored and not sponsored but partnered with a business, we're putting the business on the line.
Gotcha.
So I got denied the first time. They was like, you have no website, you have no proof of this, you have no proof. So if you used to Google the gym, avocado used to come up as our business page. Nobody did none of that. So I never, thank God I fell in love with a girl that was so good at like you know, she taught me how to use a computer pretty well. So I did the Google page over, I made a new logo with my cousin. I was trying to make a logo for a long time, got a new logo for the gym. Sat down with my girl, we made a, you know, I gave her all the ideas for the website. She got the website done. We got a website done for the gym. Got all this done. I sent out a request, an application to be a partner with ClassPass again. But I put a message like this from the bottom of my heart. I said, you failed me last time, but you needed to fail me. I needed to fail. I learned a huge life lesson, right? I learned life lessons on how to run a business. I'm new, and I told my whole heart. And I said, I used to work with ClassPass in the city, but not. I was just a part of a business that used it. But if you look me up, from July to September, I was ranked 5 stars on the internet. Like I was one of the top trainers in New York City. Like look me up. And they said we'll get back to you in 2 weeks. They didn't get back to me, so I'm like,
how long was this?
This was about 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
So then last week, I think I caught the flu. I was sick, and I got an email saying like, Nathan, we loved everything that you said.
Nice.
We want to do interview with you, and we want to proceed with this process. So I got a meeting with them tomorrow.
That's crazy.
So now I made everything I ever said I was gonna make happen at the gym happen.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
4 months. I've been happening in 4 months.
That's nice.
4 months. I've been since October 17th.
It's just the beginning.
Oh, it's just the beginning.
This is like scratching.
Look, when you work in Westchester, you work in this community. You saw it when I was in real life. Like a couple people. It's like when you work in Westchester, it's so like they don't let nobody into this community. So when it took them 2 weeks to get back to me, and then it took them, it's because are we gonna let this person into our community? This is a rich community, successful people. I work with the best lawyers in the world. I work with the top clients in the world. So for them to let people like me come in, kid with tattoos and all that, when they got earrings, where you from? I'm from Jersey. I don't know nothing about Jersey City. But where you live at? I live on Dyke in Manhattan, uptown. They're like, what? Oh. But when I give them my heart, and I told them my heart in the interview process, everybody understands. Now you met my manager. She huge believer behind me, and I had these huge dreams, and everything I dreamed of in my life, I made come true, man.
That's crazy, man.
And if they didn't come true, I realized why they didn't. They made better dreams for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or it's supposed to happen.
Exactly.
That's crazy. I know you spoke a little about this earlier, but was there anyone at any time? I know you said football. There was like, yo, you're crazy. Like anyone, like stopping you, like, yo, Nate, like you say, when you were in football and you were saying quitting, people told you, nah, you bugging. When your brother told you, you can buy a laptop. So you ever have people like, yo, like, what do you, like?
Yeah, man. I did.
Like a lot of naysayers or haters?
Oh, man. So, when I first graduated college, my sister called me. My sister's the biggest supporter. When my sister called me, I got 2 sisters. I got one from my mom's side, one from my dad. My sister called me. She just wanted to make sure I was all right. And she was like, I'll get you a job at Home Depot right now. I was like, she's like, look, I know, but you're going to need a job. I was like, nah. And then my grandfather called me. He was like, my grandfather's like 80, but he's like really like 40, right? He called me. He was like, I can get you a job at Uber. And then my brother,
that's funny.
My brother sat me down, and this all happened in the same week, Joe. My brother sat me down, and he was like, I think you should get your driver's license, like for trucks. You're the whatever, right? So you can drive trucks. He's like, they make good money. And I was like, damn. I was like, I got this dream, man. I'm gonna tell my story one day. You know, I'm gonna be the top in fitness. And he's like, yeah, you know. And then I go upstairs. This happened. Oh, I think this happened the same week. Probably the same day. This is like 2 days after I graduated college. I go upstairs. My dad was like, "Pa, you know what you be good at?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "You should be a gym teacher, man. You good with kids, you know, physical."
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. Like, I want to be a superstar, man. Like, not a superstar in a way, like, but I feel like I was born to do something big in life. Like, I don't see this.
Yeah.
So it was kind of
sometimes
like,
it's hard.
Of course, man.
But only you know. Like,
of course.
You gotta go through it.
So I remember, like, to keep it real, I remember I went home and I was telling my girl about it, and then, like, you know, like, I love my girl's dad or brothers. I love all of them, right? But, like, I'll try to give them advice on, like, fitness, but I was fat, and they used to, like, they never took me serious.
Yeah.
But the biggest non-serious, like, I was having that with my own family. There was only one person, like my girl, I'll tell her, like, I was lean, I had a 6-pack, and she said, yeah, you do. Like, she believed in me. But, you know, I had the non-serious, and I had believers. I had people that I always turned to, that I used to go to when I needed them. So my cousin Desiree and her fiance were definitely 2 people I always went to, and they believed in me so much. And then my girlfriend was like, I just told you everything they just told you. And then, but the biggest one, bro, I can admit, was when I was at TS, and I told the guy I got a big opportunity. So I was like, I can't work here no more. I'm out. And he was kind of hurt, and he was gonna offer me more money. Is what I heard. He was gonna offer me more money at my position, and then he found somebody to take that $20 an hour. So he sat down with me, he told me that I was making the biggest mistake of my life, and that this gym was making the biggest mistake of their business life for hiring me. At 24 to be the head trainer at a facility, he was like, you're good, but you're not that good. It was so weird because I thought he was like a mentor to me, and like he said that to me, and I was so professional. I was still going to work every day. I still was finishing up my week. And he asked me not to tell people I was leaving so he doesn't lose clients. So I was respecting that. And when he did that and he said that, I was like, oh, you know, you just woke a beast up, man. But my teammates in school, I loved and played with like 65 of them. I only like was boys with like 3-4 of them really tight. I say about, they all was non-serious. All of them. A lot of people on my campus was non-serious. I went from saying I was gonna be a football player to like a YouTube inspiration, fitness inspiration. I had teachers that didn't believe in me. I had all that stuff, man. But it comes. What I learned in life is that there's always gonna be the good and the bad. You're always gonna get people. Like if you build today a better car than people had today, you're gonna have people at your front door telling you how dumb you are.
Tesla.
Exactly. There you go. You know why Tesla's called Tesla?
Because the dude,
who?
Whatever his last name was Tesla.
Exactly.
Elon Musk is behind it. But but Tesla was.
Tesla was one of them. He was the inventor.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah,
he did everything.
He did everything.
And they hated him.
Yeah.
And guess what they did? They hated him so much that they gave all the credit of his work to Thomas Edison. Yeah. Right. So Tesla was actually going to make electricity and power for free for everybody just by using the universe. Yeah. He talked about cell phones before cell phones. He talked about, but they didn't want a guy like that in the history book because that means everything was going to be for free, not for money. Yeah. I'm deep on that, man. Yeah. Tesla has a lot to do with my philosophy in my life. Yeah. So that's why I know about Tesla. Tesla, if you really look into Tesla, he knows some big secrets that you can do as a human being. You know what I'm saying?
So you like that when I said Tesla?
I love that. I love it because the guy that made the gas-free car is creating.
It's crazy, right?
Is he gonna create? People tell him how much he sucks.
Yeah, that's true. What tips do you have for anyone else that wants to work for themselves? Not just for what you not just whether it's fitness or motivation. That's what you do the best, but like just in general.
So the biggest tip that I have is to work for yourself. And this is probably the most important part of the whole video, right? Like, congratulations to my story, right? But this is what people need to hear. The biggest tip that I can give is when you pick something and you make that decision to work for yourself, make sure it's your desire. Make sure it's your desire.
Yes.
Everybody everybody is born with this one thing that they're better at, or one thing that they're really good at, effortless, or it's something that they can feel in their heart. They think about right now. If you think about something right now that you love, or that you know you was born to do, if you close your eyes and you think about it, your heart will start pumping just a little faster. Right? You take that desire and you go on the boat and you go to war with the weather and nature, right? You're gonna go through the hardest times, right? So if I don't like finance, I don't like stocks. That's not my passion. So I'll go in stocks. I'll be happy if things are going good, but as soon as things are going bad, I'm out. I'm out because that's not my passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you first pick something, make sure you pick something that's your desire, because there's gonna be times where you're gonna get tested from this universe to see how much you really want that, and if it's your desire, you're gonna stay with it regardless. Regardless.
The last one, what tip do you have for them for like a strategic or tactical standpoint? Meaning like you said about the website.
Yeah.
And it could be from the hat. So like what thing for 2018? So some people they're like, oh, how do you start? Or
Exactly.
Good question. One thing that you just found out.
Alright, so one thing I found out that I had to suck up, that I had to let go, was the ego of posting on Instagram. Posting on Instagram, being myself and talking about how much I love this one thing and expressing the desire that I have, like showing myself fat behind the camera, putting out on Instagram. Instagram is the new way of making business. Showing. I'm so big on showing and then listening and telling your story, because people get emotionally attached to your business like that. You got me? So people saw when I was fat, now they see when I'm lean, and then they want to hear what I gotta say at the same time. And when you do that every day on Instagram, Instagram is the new way you can create a website, put it in your link, and tell people, the little crowd and village that you get from Instagram or YouTube or whatever, to go check that link out. You got me? So you gotta, that's the new thing. To be an illiterate in today's world is not that you can't read. It's if you can't unlearn, relearn, and learn.
I like that.
Right? So I didn't make that up. I heard that from a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta unlearn the fact that, I had to unlearn the fact that Instagram, some of it's the hype and stuff. I had to unlearn that. I had to relearn that this is good for business. I had to learn how it's good for business. And that's the lane I took.
But I like that because who knows, 5 years from now, it might not be Instagram.
It's not going to be Instagram.
And whatever it is, we're going to have to shift.
But if you do it every day, you don't got a job. You don't got nothing. Make that your job then. You got me? If you make that your job, there's no excuse why you can't post every day. There's no excuse why you can't inspire, why you can't think of some ideas that can start a website for you to get people to go on there and buy a shirt.
So 100% facts.
Yeah, man.
But I think that we got everything we want. We can talk more. This will be another part, but this is it right now.
Alright, man.
Definitely.
Thank you for coming. You came away from Jersey.
That's nothing, man. That's nothing.
You still came away from Jersey. That $15 bridge is something. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so thank you for coming. Thank you for getting my story out there. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, go below, but I'm gonna put his Instagram link in the bio. My Instagram, of course, Skitty's behind the camera helping us with this. And thank you guys for watching.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Free from scars, free to sing, free from bars, free my dogs, you're free to go. Black is hot, the streets is cold.